Today, we're just getting started. We've got the wizard of online lead generation, Rivers Pearce. Have you ever been called, by the way, the wizard of online lead generation? Could that be a first?
It's a first. Thank you.
Sometimes known as the chief evangelist of an amazing company called Boomtown. But if you're watching this right now and you have the desire to solve the problem of online lead generation, to hit the pinnacle of success, 10% conversion on every 100 leads that you generate, that's what we're going to jump into today. So let's jump in. We're here, it's real talk. I've got Rivers. Rivers, maybe for the 50 people out there that have not been exposed to Boomtown, before we jump into this conversation, which, I'm going to stop.
Okay.
If you're not a big thinking, if you don't have the desire and the ambition to have a big, repeatable, and scalable marketing and sales machine in real estate, I would just sign off.
Yep, I agree.
And I don't mean that you know me. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But if you're nurturing your database and that's the way you do it, you know me. I'm like, there's no wrong way for you to generate a client. But this guy's going to talk about people that are generating hundreds of leads every single month, and that is a totally different mindset. So if that's not your game, I would just say I love you and bow out and bail. But if you're into big, repeatable, scalable businesses, working your past clients, your sphere, and a big dose of online lead generation, I've got the man here. So that's what we want to jump into. So Rivers, now that we know we got the right audience,
all right,
maybe share with them, give them a little bit of background on Boomtown. Why does Boomtown exist? So they understand the context of the data that we're looking at when we go into these questions and answers. So maybe just share that first.
Yeah, so Boomtown, we have been around for 9 years. We're actually celebrating our 9th anniversary in June.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And we exist primarily, our mission statement is to make real estate agents successful.
Yes.
Right? That is our goal. We do that. We create opportunities that you then turn into closings. Right?
Yes.
So a lot of people consider us, well, you're a technology company.
Yeah.
Sure. We create technology, thought leadership, expertise that allows you to grow, scale, generate more business and turn, grow teams, whatever that path is going to be. The 5-deal-a-year agent, as we're alluding to, that's not this conversation.
Yeah, we love them. They're good people. But I'm looking down the line. Like Chris Spiker is on the line.
These are ballers.
Yeah, some people are like, hey, 2 people just signed off. That's pretty, right? That's perfect.
Exactly.
Kyle Whistles of the world. There's, James. I mean, there's so many people that are using your technology and other platforms that are similar. So we want to be clear.
The right mindset, the right coaching, and they're closing hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 deals a year.
Yeah.
Right? Multiple teams, multiple offices all around the country. I mean, and we have plenty of people that are getting there. We have about 2,300 clients across the U.S. and Canada, about 40,000 active users on the platform.
Wow.
So we've seen a lot of growth in the last couple of years. But again, we want our clients to be successful. That is our mission statement.
Yeah.
Every time we walk through the door, every time we wake up, that's what we do.
Love it. That resonates with me, baby. That's why we're friends. So now that you get, whether it's Boomtown or another, solution, at the end of the day, you and I were just in this conversation that it's different from 10 years ago, and certainly from 15 or 20 years ago. There was a time in real estate when people that were thinking about building repeatable and scalable big businesses thought about first, okay, what people do I need? What checklists do I need? How many salespeople and open houses and marketing? And then somewhere down that list, they would say, what technology?
Yeah.
And I think in the last, 4 or 5 years, it's flipped. That smart people now, the intelligent agent today, is asking themselves, first, what technology do I need in place that is going to give me the data, the analytics, the behaviors of my clients, including marketing and automation and lead generation and then transaction management and everything else, and then how many people do I want and how many transactions do I want to do?
And I think that's right to a certain degree. I think you also just need to think, a lot of people say, I heard this technology is great, so I'm going to get it. That doesn't necessarily, that's putting the cart before the horse, right? Obviously I love Boomtown, but we may not be the right solution for some people.
Sure.
Right? And I've seen some people say, well, Salesforce is the best one out there.
Yes.
So we got to get Salesforce. Like,
yes.
This could be a very expensive proposition.
Hope you have a big paycheck and lots of engineers, because we're Salesforce users. We understand.
Right? And it may not be the best. I talk a lot about marketing technology. You got to know your goals. What is your process? What is your business? What's right for your business at that time?
Yes.
Right. And technology is a big piece of that. But you have to understand all those things before you put the technology in place. Find the technology that fits your business.
Bingo. So I know what they want. You guys get a very unique opportunity to look at basically the data, the behaviors, the conversion of 40,000 agents across 2,300 websites with God only knows your Google ad spend, your Facebook ad spend to drive traffic, to generate leads. So why don't we just get right into the meat of it? Yep. And I'm going to give you kind of a softball question, but I know you got a lot of data around this.
Sure.
Why do agents fail to convert more than 10% of every lead that comes through, whatever system they're using? Why do they fail to convert 10%?
Number one, they don't adopt it. They don't adopt the technology or the system and processes around the technology. But from our perspective, we can see, do they log in? How regularly do they log in?
Yes.
Can they be successful if they log in once a week? No. We have the data to show, number one, you have to adopt the technology.
So help them understand, maybe metaphorically or a very specific example of adoption. How do you move from a world where you don't live in your CRM to a world that, once you brush your teeth and you do your exercise, you do your morning routine, the next thing you do is you live in your CRM all day long. How do you make that transition? What have you guys found?
I think after talking to you as well, it has to become a habit. And it starts reaffirming itself because the success starts happening that you're seeing from the system. Right?
Yes.
You're getting more and more out of it, so you're putting more and more back into it. And it's just like anything, it becomes a habit. It just you internalize it, and then it's like, that's what I do when I sit down.
Yes.
I check my app, my Boomtown app. I sit down, I open up the CRM, and I start looking at my opportunities and who am I going to call that day. It's just how you do it. Until you get to that point where you're still having to think, okay, should I log in this morning? Or, you're not there yet.
So do you guys set up reminders to log in? Like, wouldn't it be great if their phone just zapped them every day and said, call your leads, right?
Right. I don't know if we have a we obviously have reminders. We send out alerts to the app that says, look, people are on the site. This person came back, they updated their information.
Buyers want to buy a house.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I'll even take it back a step further. Number one, follow up with your leads, follow up with your prospects. Follow the people that are in your system, that are your friends and your referral people, your sphere, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Number one, the mindset.
So one is adoption. Two is make the calls.
Making the calls is like kind of number one.
That is adoption. Yeah.
Right? And then adoption of technology to do that better, more scalable, more systematized.
Yes.
The second is speed. Speed to lead. That's what we call it. Speed to lead.
Yep. So what does that mean? Because that's been used loosely a lot over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Everybody's like, well, it's got to be 5 minutes. It's got to be 1 minute. Whatever. I think
you got to call them while they're still on the website.
Exactly. Before they even know that they're signing in.
Yes.
I think 15 minutes or so, you're still got a good chance of getting them.
Does the data show that?
The data shows. We offer some lead development services as well, and we're anywhere 5 to 15 minutes, and very successful with it.
Okay, so 5 to 15 minutes.
I think 5 minutes is, if you can get it, do it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But just know that everybody's out there. Sharks are circling every lead. They're not just signing up on one site.
Yes.
Right. So everybody's going after it. If you wait an hour, your chances of getting somebody on the phone are really, really slim.
Okay.
So it's speed to lead. Whether that's an ISA that's doing it for you, whether or not you're doing it on your own, whether or not you put something in place that's like an agent legend or something like that.
Let's talk about this, because Jesse's company, Call Action, I'm a fan. Get Riley. A lot of our clients are using now.
A lot of people outsourcing to things like
ISAs, Rockerbox.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. So, do you think for the person that's maybe watching this right now who, let's just say it's a wildly successful agent, right? Maybe they've got a team, maybe they don't, but they're generating, they're doing demand gen marketing.
Right.
Is there a point where they just have to say to themselves, look, shit or get off the pot? Like you either build resources and support these 100 people coming in every month, or cherry pick and try and find, but don't complain.
Right, exactly.
Because it's not it's not the service and it's not the leads. It's usually the process.
It's the process. And the bottom line is, if you want to compete nowadays with the teams and the people that are really, really doing this,
Yes.
you have to.
Yes.
A single agent just you have to set your expectations. If you're not going to want to go to the next level, if you really want to 10x,
Yep.
you've got to put these things in place. You can't do it on your own. Even if you're trying to do it on your own, you put some technology and automation in place, that's still going to hit a point where you can't scale, right? You've got to bring in that admin, the whole team.
The 8 levels of performance we were just checking,
Exactly,
right? So,
right? You know when you hit that ceiling and you got to break through it.
So if I'm watching this right now and I say to myself, okay, look, I'm making the calls, right? And I can always get faster. I think adoption is the big issue for people.
Absolutely.
I think that they don't live inside their CRM, and those that do are the ones, and again, like, you know me, like any CRM, Outlook,
Anything,
yellow
whatever.
notepad, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you don't live inside that, then you're missing that opportunity to get to 10.
Yeah.
I think, and I want your input, I think that the biggest reason that people don't get to 10% conversion is that they're satisfied with 2.
I think so.
I mean, you see the numbers.
I see it all the time, and that's kind of the industry standard.
Yeah.
And we have clients that are 6, 7, 8%, and they've got beautiful operation systems. They've got great support.
Yes.
And they do great work for their clients.
Yes.
And it's not that you can handle more business, but you give the agent, the salesperson, and the actual people that are interacting with clients more wiggle room to actually do better work.
Yes.
Right? So they form longer lasting relationships, which creates more referrals, which creates a bigger ecosystem for them. And then the lead gen piece is just a means to an end, right?
Well, I think it creates longevity in their business,
Absolutely.
right? Because you're nurturing these people over time.
Absolutely.
Some people say to me, well, Tom, I should just buy more leads then.
Yeah. Right.
What's your opinion on that?
You should if you need more leads. If your process is at the point where you're doing enough business and you're kind of maxed out, you're ready to take it to the next level, and you're either going to expand, you want to expand your team, what do you need? You need more leads, right? You need more business.
No, I'm thinking about the other group that says, I'm just going to buy a bunch of leads and I'm going to cherry pick the 1 or 2 that I want.
So I call it digital lead gen fallacy. It's a fallacy.
Digital lead gen, that should be a hashtag. Digital lead gen fallacy.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It is the people that go out of the 100 leads, we know that 2 are going to convert within the next 30, 60, 90 days.
Yes.
Those are the only ones I want. That's all I'm going to go. So it's a funnel that looks like this, and everything just falls out.
Yeah.
Except those 2.
Yeah.
And they say, well, if I want 4, then I just need 100 more people in the door, right?
Yeah.
And then I need 200. The fallacy there is that you can't just keep building a bigger funnel.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
To get after but if you start attacking the conversion rate and you take that to 3 to 10, and you start scaling out the top of the funnel, that's where your growth comes in.
All of our best clients and the people I'm seeing, on this right now, Christina Griffin, right? They all know that what you just said is where the magic is.
Yeah.
I don't have to double my ad spend.
No.
I just improve on my conversion.
Right.
So
you should double your ad spend when you want to grow your team.
When it's repeatable and scalable, right? We're converting now. We're at 4%, 6%, 8%. We have people that are converting at 10%, and that's why I use that as kind of I want to create that as the new mantra,
I think it's
the
great.
new gold standard, that we stop being satisfied with 2 out of 100 and start saying, how do we deliver more value to people, right? Because they're gonna buy a house from somebody.
Absolutely.
And think about this. Who in their right mind went to somebody's website and said, my name is Tom Ferry, here's my email, here's my cell, enter. That doesn't want a phone call, a relationship, someone to answer some questions, to bring some value. Yeah, they might not all want your service today.
Right.
But who in their right mind puts their name inside a website?
Right.
That doesn't want something.
Absolutely.
So I don't know.
It's a value trade.
Yeah, what other mistakes before we talk about the successes? So adoption, not making the phone calls, speed to lead.
Responsiveness.
Talk
Responsiveness
to
is
us about
different
that.
than speed to lead.
What does that mean?
Responsiveness is actually having the tools and technology in place that allow you to engage with the people that are already in your database.
Yes.
Right? So not just going after that top of the funnel, those people ready to transact right now, but you have 1,000, 5,000 people. And a lot of our clients, some of our clients have 100,000 people in their database.
That's insane.
It's insane. And Ben Kenny calls it the data bank. I mean, that's where you're writing checks out of that thing, right?
Yep, big shout out to Ben Kenny.
When you're doing something like that. And so, the people that you can't expect without technology, you can't expect to be able to manage a database like that. And so in a system like ours, it's got, behavioral analytics, AI, predictive analytics underneath. It's monitoring everything going on in that database. The more you feed into it, the more emails, the more texts, the more interactions with the website, the more calls that are logged, all of that. We take that and we crunch it up, and when you sit down, we can give you 10 people that day that you should call that day.
Yes.
Right? And segment those out. That's how you have to do it. That's how you go to 10%.
Yes.
You're not just thinking about over here. As one of our product guys says, it's like, we need to shift the mentality from active database and inactive database. There's certain people, they're not active right now.
Yes.
That's what marketing automation is for.
Yeah.
Your active database, you're calling, you're taking them to lunch,
Yes.
you're writing handwritten notes, you're doing all the stuff,
Yes.
right, that you
Yes.
do. That's responsiveness.
Yeah.
And knowing, I was saying, I did a presentation a couple months ago, it's like, that you're hacking serendipity. With a system like ours.
Hacking serendipity.
Another hashtag for you.
I like that.
Right?
I really like
You
that.
call them up, hey, I was just thinking about you, but our system told you that there's some, they're showing signs of behavior that is buying or selling activity.
Everybody's talking,
check in.
Everybody's talking predictive analytics right now, like the ability to take a big group of people, run them through a system and tell you, these 15 are going to buy. What I respect immensely about what you guys are doing and some others is that you're taking this data set of the same 78, 92 points that everybody else is looking at, but then you're saying responsiveness to email, how many times they're on the website, what properties they're looking at, did they save it? You're looking at some really real estate specific stuff. So can you guys tell? Can you really tell? Anytime they do this, and this, and this, and this, they're going to buy?
Seems to be working. Well, and then they take things like your scripts and your coaching and you put them together.
Yeah.
And they know what to say. Hey, just call them to check in. Well,
yeah.
No kidding.
We were just on your website.
I was thinking about you guys.
Every person watching has experienced that before.
Absolutely.
Every person. I was just thinking about you.
It's a system. It's a process. But it's serendipitous.
So we're kind of going right into what people do to be successful. But I know you got a lot to share there. So let's actually, before we switch gears, I'm trying to imagine you on tour playing your guitar 250 days out of the year.
Yeah.
What the hell is that about? For the people that are watching, that are like, what? He's this technology, he's chief evangelist, he's this data stuff.
I was a guitar player. I've been a guitar player since I was probably 7 or 8, and that's all I was going to do.
Yeah.
Until I decided I wasn't going to do it anymore. But
Yeah.
I toured probably 5 years straight, about 200, 250 days a year. Played empty rooms. I played big rooms. Slept
I've been
in
there.
vans. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
Right? Played to the bar staff.
Yes.
Played for beer.
Yes.
Done it all.
You'd
Broken
still
down
play for
bands.
beer.
Now I love playing for beer. I love being on just any chance to do it. So, it's good. I mean, I train. I'm a great success story of saying you can completely 180 at 27 years old, 28 years old, and do something else.
Yeah, and go into technology of all things.
Here I am in real estate, technology, and digital marketing.
I love it. I love those kind of just personal insights. So switch gears, and now let's go deep on. So we know what causes people to fail, right? To not get 10% conversion. How are the people that are winning in your ecosystem? What are they doing specifically? So the person watching right now, they're probably going to take their pen out and go, I want to avoid all that failure stuff. I get it. Now, give me some tactics. What do I need to do, philosophically to strategically to convert?
It's doing everything I said that the other people are not doing.
Yep, the opposite.
It's beating half of the game,
Yep.
right? Mindset, as we've been talking about, you've got to be in a growth mindset, and things are moving really fast right now. A lot of disruptors trying, a lot of technology. I mean, things are just going crazy, right?
Yeah.
You've got to stay on top of that. And I'm obviously a big proponent of coaching. You've got to have.
Me too.
Little known fact, in real estate and any sort of 1099 entrepreneurial kind of, you got to have somebody keeping you accountable because.
Yes.
I've seen it. You've seen it. 99% of the time, they don't.
No doubt.
I can do what I want. I can work from where I want. I can get up when I want. Okay,
well, especially when the leads are coming in.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right. Well, that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
You've got to have a process. Again, if you want to compete at scale with the teams, with the small teams even that are doing it, you've got to have technology. You've got to have the right mindset. You've got to have the right systems and processes. You got to know how to hire the right people, the right agents. The other piece is aligning your agent base with your database, right?
Yes.
Understanding Johnny rookie agent shouldn't be selling to my $1 million listings, and understanding those kinds of things as well, and having the right people that, like an ISA needs to know, okay, I'm talking to somebody, they want this neighborhood, this price point, I know that that's the agent here, right?
Yes.
And we have things in our system that you can segment that out and
it's all if this, then that, right?
This source, this price point, this neighborhood goes to these 3 people in a round robin or something, right?
Love it.
Again, the technology will do a lot of this for you. You have to understand how to use the technology and leverage the technology in a way that makes you money. I think that's
it goes back to adoption.
Adoption and the mindset that the technology doesn't make the money for you, right?
Yeah.
If it did, I would be selling real estate, right? Because
Yeah.
I'd just turn it on and sit back and make money.
Yes.
That's not how it works, right?
No.
It's just a way to make things more streamlined,
Yep.
more scalable, you know.
Repeatable and scalable process.
Exactly.
So adoption is the key, right? Living inside the CRM, knowing what to say.
Knowing what to say.
The mindset thing, it's interesting. I wrote down this morning, just, I'm always writing like little funny little quotes, and I was like, leads make agents lazy, or leads create a life of luxury.
Like that.
Right? And it's just which mindset do you have?
Right.
Like, if I've got all this opportunity coming in, do I get lazy, or do I step up and say, get even more ambitious, serve more clients?
Yeah. Close more of those leads.
Absolutely.
Rather than 2.
So we talked about call action, we talked about Agent Legend, and Get Riley.
Yep.
Are there any other things, could you describe those 3 for the people that are watching that maybe don't know those companies?
I mean, those are, I guess, in past 5-6 years, the internal sales agent, client concierge, ISA, whatever you want to call it.
Zillow's PAC program, right? Concierge, telemarketers.
Has started to become the norm, right?
Yes.
It's like teams need an ISA, right?
Bingo.
That's just kind of how it is now.
Bingo.
We used to call them lead coordinators, like in 2010. It was just like whatever you want to call
Yes. It was the receptionist 25 years ago.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
But they're warming them up. They're making sure that they're getting. You want to get them from a yes to a yes or a no, right?
Yes.
Gray area sucks.
Sorry, I didn't say no. I said yes.
Yes.
So no gray area. Getting your ISA, their number one job is to get to a yes or a no.
Or a no. Get them to an agent or not, right?
Yes.
Put them in. But the gray area, nothing happens positive in the gray area. It's just spinning your wheels. So you've got the ISA model where you're hiring somebody to do it for you. You can outsource that through companies like us, companies like Rockerbox, Phone Animal. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Or there's some new guys that are popping up where, it's like Agent Legend Call Action, where it's basically kind of an ISA. I want to say on steroids. It's supplementing it, right?
Yeah. Give us an example.
So lead comes in the door. The system sends a slide dial out, which is a voicemail that shows up on your phone without actually calling, without actually ringing.
Yep.
Voicemail shows up. A few minutes later, a text comes out. Just want to make sure you got my voicemail and you got somebody calling at the same time. And what you find,
Bam, bam, bam.
bam, 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 right? And it's happening that 5 minute. You can get it down to under a minute, right?
Yes.
It's guaranteed, right? So it's scalable, right? It's just carving out a little bit of that problem area, like we were talking about. These guys are coming in and trying to solve that, and you mix that with other technology and other processes, and you're moving them into engagement rates of 20% up into 40 and 50%.
Absolutely.
And I've seen it. We've got clients that are doing it. We have mutual clients that are doing it. That's what it comes down to.
So big distinction. What is your engagement rate?
Yeah,
right? You've got 100 leads coming in, and we're looking at the long tail, which is the conversion, right? I like looking at the short tail. How many people did I actually speak to?
Yeah.
How many people did I get an appointment with?
Yep.
Right? That's kind of that whole engagement play.
Yep.
This looks like somebody needs to have an Excel spreadsheet. They need to be looking at these numbers because all the money is in conversion.
Absolutely. And conversion starts with engagement.
Absolutely. What about Get Riley or Call Action?
Yeah.
Just throwing out a couple other companies.
Yeah, so Get Riley is automated texting kind of powered by real people.
Yes.
But it's got a lot of AI kind of telling them what to say, but at any time they can jump in.
Yep.
It's a form of that lead coordinator, ISA, client concierge.
Yep.
You're trying to keep all of that away from the agent until it's ready to go.
That's an important distinction in getting to 10%.
Absolutely.
If you want to convert, this is going to sound funny, if you want to convert more, get all the nurturing, early stage nurturing out of the hands of the agents.
Yeah.
right? And have it being managed by people that all they do professionally or technology that nurtures. So then when it's time, here's Rivers, he's going to show you some houses.
Yeah. And then when it's time for that to go to contract, it moves off of the agent into the transaction coordinator process and all of that. The agent's only focused on working with clients, right? And, and working their sphere and prospecting and whatnot. But all the stuff, all the operations, all the high-end, high-level funnel nurturing, all the post-transaction, that's not their thing.
Whole bunch of my elite and Team Plus coaching clients have heard me say for years, if you're going to have a sales team, first of all, marketing's only job is to get appointments, right? Get appointments, and then the sales team's only job is to go on appointments. Just go on appointments, convert, and then hand it over to your transaction management, hand it over to your client care, do your follow-up that you have to do. But when the salesperson starts spinning 16 hats, this is why so many of the solo entrepreneurs that we work with, you know, it's the rich and the rest, right? The ones that can manage 16 things going at once, they do great. But the one that goes like this and starts dropping plates, well, those plates are clients or their family or their health, and they're in trouble. So kind of closing thoughts. We talked about problems. We talked about you on stage. We talked a little bit about the industry. We talked about where things are going. We gave some shout outs to some friends that have some great technology. What's your wish and hope for the real estate industry? What are your closing thoughts? I know it's a big question.
There. Well, I think 10% is the new, like, if we're going to raise the bar,
10% is the new norm.
You know?
Hey, you know what?
Not?
The consumer deserves it.
Absolutely.
The consumer deserves it, right? 10%.
The consumer nowadays thinks they can do so much more on their own, and they can.
Yes.
And they're bringing so much more to the table. You've got to just raise that even further.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we get to 10%. I like it.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, listen, guys, I'll make sure I check out all the comments. As always, you know, my aim in this is just to expose you to people that are thinking differently, that are making a dent in the real estate industry. My aim is very simple, right? The consumer deserves a better quality real estate experience, and that only happens through an extraordinary real estate professional. So thank you for being in my ecosystem. And Rivers, thanks for being my friend.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, look forward to seeing you soon. Remember always, your strategy matters, your passion rules. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We have a number of events coming up, and we'd love to have you there. Visit tomferry.com/events and reserve your spot today.